This time in the Mimics Field, we get sociable about soccer, we review Citizen Sleeper 2, and Ben gives us a bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So the next game on my list of stuff that I bought and need to go back to, or need to play, is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go for a wee sleep now.
Well, Lewis, in Discord, when I put in our Discord, which you can be part of at patreon.com/themimicsvale,
You can.
it's very nice. It's a lovely, lovely place to be. I put it in there that I was about to start playing, and then I said, I've got to wait for it to do an update. And then you, funny Lewis, did a poll. What was the poll?
The poll was what'll take longer, like you downloading the game or you playing the game.
Before giving up, presumably.
Yes.
And obviously, everyone played along, and everyone voted that the download will take longer than me actually playing it.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Well, not everyone. It was like 87%, wasn't it?
Bootlicker Mark.
Good old Smark.
Bloody
It's always been my favourite.
Bloody.
If he actually listened to this podcast, it would really mean the world to me. But screw you guys, because I have played it, and I've played it for a couple of hours now.
How long was the download?
Like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Ben's got fast internet.
Got to dig into it, mate. And it is fucking cool.
Is it style over substance?
No. It's not. It's really not. It is style, and I can see if something oozes so much style, you do think style over substance. And you think, getting back to our conversation, cast your mind back all those days to last week, where we spoke about platinum games, and is it just running around doing stuff that looks cool but is ultimately vacuous and meaningless? It's not. I mean, I was thinking about this when we were chatting about Indiana Jones and my issue with first-person games. I don't think it's first-person games in general. I think it's like Western RPGs. Because remember, Alex, I said to you, like, I had the same thing with Starfield. It's just like, this is just so clunky, and having to point the cursor down and
Two Bethesda games, to be fair.
Line up your fucking cursor with, and then pressing X to pick something up. It's just like, Jesus Christ, this is fucking slow. And then, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, but then I gravitate towards these much snappier, faster, predominantly sort of Japanese games that everything just goes at a real pace. And this, I think this is one of the best openings to a game that I've ever played.
Putting it up there with against what?
Oh, great question. Putting it probably about Nier Automata, I think it's got a really good opening as well. Just to put Alex off entirely, I think that's got a really strong opening to it. Good question though. Can't think off the top of my head what else is strong. What would you guys say?
For some reason, when I think of a strong intro to a game, it's a game that I didn't play for very long, and that's like Forza Horizon 5.
Horizon 5.
Yeah,
that's a great opening.
Great shout. Note it down as a potential future topic. Best openings in games. I like that. Alex, you've got a remarkable too. You can know that now.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you've got to use it, otherwise you're going to lose it.
My husband will steal it.
Exactly. But yeah, I've obviously had this on my list to play for a while, but never really fancied it. But I was just really in the mood, so I sort of downloaded it all, made sure it was all ready.
Can I just interject with your thoughts on the original? Because I remember you moaning about the original, about like just almost like a painted background is what, like you said that, I'm sure, and you just complained about the game being old, basically.
Yeah. This resolves many of those issues. I think that's I think it's an important bit of context. I think Final Fantasy 16 is the furthest I've got with a Final Fantasy game, and even that I didn't see through. But I enjoyed, maybe half of it. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII OG. Mm-hmm. I was all ready to I'm the JRPG guy now. This is completely my bag. This is a classic. I'll love it. And the look and the feel really did put me off. It didn't click at all. And even to be completely honest, when I first started this, looks wise, incredible. But the combat did take a little bit of getting used to, because it's not strictly turn-based. It's like this hybrid thing where you know how in a turn-based RPG you can just choose attack, and that's like just your basic bitch attack thing, and it's not much fun. You're now doing that like with the square button, I think. So you can play it like a action,
like an ARPG.
Exactly, or like a Bayonetta, something like that. But you can also press X to bring up your menu, which slows time down to a complete crawl, and then you can choose your turn-based stuff. You can choose to do magic and abilities and things like that, or use a potion to heal up or whatever. And also, right, this just reminded me of something else. So you've both played Final Fantasy games to a certain extent, haven't you?
Yeah.
Phoenix Down. You both know what that ability does, right?
Is it like
can't remember
refresh the party or something?
Resurrects like a fallen party member, basically. It wasn't until in this game I picked up a tuft. It said tuft of Phoenix Down, where it occurred to me that it's the down of a phoenix. Mm-hmm. I'd never. I was always like, that's a weird name, but it never occurred to me that it was like the down of a phoenix. Like,
you just thought it meant just nicknaming them Phoenix and they're down.
Phoenix Down, yeah, just yeah. So yeah, there we go. I learned that as well. But yeah, I'm going to continue playing this. I've found it very hard to. Well, the game we're going to talk about next, I've been putting my time into, so we can give that a sort of full review. But it's been very hard to not go back to this. It's got it's got it. It's got the sauce.
Because I've never played it. I've downloaded it a couple of times. I've never bothered booting it up. I don't know what it is. It strikes me as a game that takes a while to actually start.
No,
or does it just chuck you in?
It chucks you right in. Like the first, literally those
like that.
Those first 2 hours were almost like too intense.
There was in a blog.
Yeah. Start. Yeah, all in one go. Big TV. Like it's got to. I think it's one of them games. Just bombastic. It's. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed with it, and it's got like over the top sort of JRPG anime style acting and stuff, and it's, I think you have to have a tolerance or a love for that to enjoy it. But I think again, getting back to the Western versus JRPGs, I think I enjoy that a lot more. The sort of the cartoonishness of it, it's not self-serious in any way. Like it's just silly and it's fun, and it feels more gamey, and it's very endearing. Surprisingly so. Like I guess I've been putting off playing it for a reason. So I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that it's it's actually very cool.
So
very cool.
Do you think you'll finish it?
I think I will. If I had to bet, I would say I will finish it. Obviously very early on, and it could I could hit a wall, but I don't think it's ridiculously long. I think it's like 20 to 30 hours, which is still
I thought it was
a big
more
chunk
than
of time.
that, but maybe
It is.
What is it?
I've just HLTB'd it. It is, as you are a completionist, Ben.
No.
Main story, 32.5 hours.
Okay.
Are you tempted to jump into the sequel?
Well, yeah, I am.
But before you finish this one?
No. Why I'm playing this is because the sequel reviewed so well and looks great, and I'd like to get around to that at some point.
What's it called? Like
Rebirth.
Rebirth, that's it.
Yeah, they've got the Intergrade or Interlude was the
Intergrade
little
was the-
side story.
it was like the PS5 upgrade, but I think
Yeah, which is what I got
Intermission.
because I've got the PS4 version of it, and then you can just get a free upgrade, and it looks banging. Like it's a really visually impressive one. Sounds amazing. Just yeah, I think I will stick with it. Now that battle system, I think that my one moment of hesitance was like, this battle system hasn't quite clicked, but it very soon did. When it was like, okay, so I have to hit them, stagger them, do my abilities, pass over to another party member so they can do all their stuff. And it's like, you know how Xenoblade combat is, Lewis, and you just feel like you're not really doing anything sometimes. This is not that at all. It's like you're engaged the whole time doing stuff. And it's, it's special. And
Nice.
I'd certainly like to think I'll persevere with it because I'm eager to get back to it.
That, I don't know, they were, like I was saying before, I've played a bit of Final Fantasy, whatever the one is with the fucking stupid wee guy with the hat.
9?
Is that 9?
Is it 9, the one with the little guy that looks like the guy out of He-Man? Yeah.
Yes, it's that one. A little bit of that. But I don't know a lot of this. Is this, see this remake? So there's then there's a sequel, which is Rebirth. Is there a third one?
Mm-hmm. There will be.
Yeah.
It's not out yet.
Because I've not finished it yet.
was it Revelation? I can't remember. It starts with an R again.
Have we got a name for it? Yeah.
Yeah, is it
Okay.
I want to say Revelations, but I might be making a
Rebirth only came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're
So
good.
a couple of years off the next one coming out then.
Yeah.
It's mad that they're doing it. Is it in 3 game? In 3?
Yeah.
Of 1 game?
Yeah.
Madness.
But I think I'm actually at the point now where I got to in the original Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And I was like dragging myself through that. Whereas this, I'm like being pulled along. Oh, this is brilliant. Like, really good. So, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to play more. That's a nice feeling.
Good.
Indeed. Alex, let's talk about something else that's exciting that we couldn't talk about last week because embargoes, but one that we've been looking forward to for a while. Tell us about Citizen Sleeper 2.
Oh, this. I kind of don't know where to start with this. So, Citizen Sleeper 2 is a very, 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 very good game. It's basically the same world, so it's set in the same universe as the first game, but it's more about the exploration in that universe, but it's very similar. You still are a sleeper, you've awoken from your slumber, and the kind of first thing you're working out is you've almost been entrapped and enslaved by the kind of main enemy of the game, and you've woken up without your thoughts. You can't remember much about yourself, you can't remember about your companions. In the game a lot it's not so much about finding out about who you are, because it's more about finding out about everyone around you. So it's about you kind of traveling, forming relationships, and it's all about, it feels very much about a test of your trust. It's about you learning to whether you're willing to trust people or not, and the whole game, I feel, pivots around your ability to trust the other characters, and your story will go whatever way, and the decisions that you make on the back of that, basically. Because it's almost like if you trust them, you'll bring them onto your crew, and if you don't, you won't. And that's how the story develops. But you will go on all these different quests and different missions. So you have like your drives, they're called, and I'm sure they were called drives in the first game as well. And you have like main drives, and you have like side drives. They're not called that.
Major and minor, I think.
Major and minor drives, aren't they? And you will go on them to like gain different experience points to build up to be able to. And then the RPG side of the game, where you can go and build up the different skills that you have as your character. And at the start of the game, you have 3 different characters. So I did an operated playthrough. I'm not sure which one you
So did I.
did you do an operated?
Yeah.
What were can I ask what the classes were?
You can. Whether we can answer or not.
You don't remember?
I just wrote down
I can't remember.
operator. Oh no, I did write
It's
it
like
down. Machinist, operator, and extractor.
That's the same as the first game then.
That is it.
Yeah.
What did you do in the
But I
first
feel
one?
like... Sorry, Anigo.
Operator.
I don't remember either. Sorry, carry on, Alex.
And I think around where the major difference in this game comes is you are like manning a ship in this game and travelling and exploring all these different planets and different stations, whereas you were based on that kind of one kind of key area in the first game, and it was all about exploring that and escaping things. But I think you've got the same quality and level and depth of writing in this game. You probably get a bit more mechanic to it, because you now have like different things around your dice rolls. You've got things called pushes, which can go and change your dice roll, so that you can maybe have like, you pick different abilities and there'll be different pair of characters, and as you can then level them up, so you can level up like your engage points, which then, and you could do some of this in the first game, but if you level up your engage point, that gives you a better chance of like a positive outcome on the different scenarios as you're going and using your dice rolls. But you also then have this push mechanic, which you can then, it's almost like a real roll of the dice, but it depends on what you're doing. So it depends on the character, because some of them might not re-roll. It'll just say, well, it can't be a minimum of this, or it'll re-roll 2, or it'll do these different things. And again, you pick your path to what you want that to be, and I think that's the key thing about this game. Is almost like, feels like you're writing your own story. Like, it very much gives you that feel through it, like kind of like the first one did. Because the first one you were probably more finding it about. This one, I feel like you are impacting it more. Maybe that's just, I definitely feel like you have more impact on the story in this one than you maybe did in the first one.
Yeah, I would say so. I think from your point about the RPG mechanics, I feel like this feels more like an RPG and less like a visual novel.
Yeah.
I think they've obviously, both games have got elements of both, whereas I think the ratio here pushes more towards RPG and less towards visual novel, and it feels like you've got more agency in the way that your character turns out, the decisions you make, the drives you decide to take on and the ones you choose to ignore, and how that steers the story and your relationships with all the other characters and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's
and even to then,
that's a
like the
good point.
additions of how like your dice will like glitch now. So you've got a bit more than glitches in the dice, and some of that then is the story, depending on how the story moves, some of that can become permanent. You can lose your dice in the same way you did before. You can die in the same way you did. Again, you can set all these different parameters in terms of what level you want to play the game at, whether you want to play it so that you can't die, or whether you want to play it so that you can. But from your point, Ben, it does feel more RPG in this side of the game, but I don't think it loses any of the impact. I think they've kept a very good balance of it in terms of, I still think it's a very well written story, and obviously I'm assuming there's different endings that you can get, and I assume there's different stories that you get from each of the playthroughs, but I've only played this one, but I've been very impressed by it, and it hasn't let me down. It's had the same, once the first hour or so, like, can I get back into this type of game? Because there's not one I would play regularly, it felt like a bit of a slog getting back used to like reading so much again and bits like that. But once I was kind of engaged in the story, I didn't want to put it down.
But you look like you were going to say something, Lewis.
No, when it comes to the amount of reading that's involved in these games, it's. I think that's the kind of thing that helped Disco Elysium with the Final Cut when all that was like voiced.
Acted.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of the burden off the player because it's a lot to put on you to read that much. That was it. It's a big thing to.
Yeah,
it is, and I had to play it over the course of several sittings because I would play it like last thing at night in bed and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like, not through any fault of the game, just like it just relaxes me reading and I fall asleep very quickly. But the whole experience, I think, just moving away from the gameplay elements, I think just the presentation of it, I love the I'm a sucker for a clean UI, and this is just really just that completely nailed it. The look of everything, the way that yellow is in everything that's every aspect of it. The little character portraits, really simple but beautifully drawn. And obviously Amos Roddy's soundtrack is just as lovely as the first one. Like it's odd. It's almost got this kind of Breath of the Wild-ish trick of there'll be no music for ages, and then you'll be reading something and it'll be like, oh, that's a bit of a curveball or whatever, and then music will swell up like almost as you're reading it. And it's like, how? That's really clever. Like how they've done that. It's special. I think it's your point, Alex, about how it's more about exploration and more about a much broader, because it was Erlin's Eye, everything took place in the first game.
Everything was in the
this
eye. Yeah.
is all taking place in loads of different like space stations and asteroids and things like that, and little colonies. I do think there is an element of, and this isn't a negative, but it did strike me as a bit of a God of War 1 to God of War Ragnarok thing, where the OG God of War, not the OG, but 2016 God of War was an intimate story that kind of, had a few kind of emotional beats to it. And then Ragnarok was this much more expansive ensemble cast, and it loses a bit of that intimacy, I think, because it's more about everyone else and your relationships with them and what they're invested in and stuff like that. So I think it's a sort of a slight shift in terms of what you end up caring about. But I do think because of the quality of the writing, you do still end up caring. And I didn't want to leave any story thread hanging, because I was like, well, that character, I don't want to just leave them stranded. I wanted to help people out because it felt like that's what my character would do. Like, it was just like this do-gooder trying to help himself and themselves and sort out their issue, but also everyone around him. And I was just taking on crew members willy-nilly. I was like, yep, I'll trust you. Yeah, I'll trust you. Come on board.
I kind of did the same, to be fair. Like, I did genuinely, like, because I almost, I kind of felt like I was trying to put myself, I was trying to role play it, like I put myself in the position of a sleeper. Like, I've never probably felt like I've done this as much in a game before as actually tried to think like the sleeper. And I'm like, and they're like, they can't remember anything, they need a second chance. And I was giving everybody a second chance, and it does say a bit of the story as you go about everybody like deserves or needs a second chance, and you're like, yeah.
And that's
except one person that I abandoned. But
did you?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I did. I let even people that I didn't trust. I was like, well, you're clearly going to double cross me at some point, or you seem a bit flaky. I still let them on, but I do think that's part of it, because almost like the One of the messages of the game, and it does this in the story and in the gameplay itself, is like rolling. The dice are going to roll how they roll, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You can try and do what you can to make yourself, have a positive outcome, but ultimately, if you get a glitched dice and that's all you've got, then there's a mistake, but you kind of learn from that and grow. And I think that was like the message that I took from the game was, that's what it's trying to teach us. It's like you're beautiful because of your mistakes as much as your successes and things like that. And it's like, everything makes you who you are, human or sleeper. And I think, really, really just beautifully written from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like really. Lewis, you would fucking love this game.
Yeah, everything you say about it, like I really, really want to play it, but I want to play the first one again.
Yeah.
I
think you should.
Said before,
I kind of
I've
wish I had
ruined
played the first one again.
I
kind of wish I had played the first one again, like before I played this, but it would have been too much, I think.
Because there's callbacks though to there's a few characters from the first one that are in this that have like changed a little bit, and their relationships have developed from the first game. So that was quite nice to like go, oh, hang on, I think I recognise you, and it's just I think it's like it's art.
Yeah,
like I know we talk about like cool games, and Final Fantasy VII is brilliant, just running around, brilliant, having a silly, fun adventure. This is the opposite end of the spectrum, but the fact that it pretty much just from reading and some atmospheric sound effects and music, the fact that you can feel in peril and you can feel this tension in the gameplay that's essentially just rolling some digital dice and hoping to, not fuck yourself over. The fact that tension builds up and that risk-reward thing is constantly there, it's just really clever. This is the sort of game that makes me want to make games.
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing. Like and that's the highest possible praise I can give anything. Like, you'll listen to an album and go, I could be a rapper. Or you read a book and go, oh, I could be an author. Playing this game made me think, I'd like to do this. Like that, it's inspirational to that extent.
Nice.
In fact, it was made.
Good.
Yeah, and I think he made it without any coding whatsoever. Like he used some programs, I can't remember the name of them, but that don't require any knowledge of coding or anything like that. It's just obviously requires an immense amount of talent and skill still, but in terms of nitty gritty coding, I think it's all done sort of using visual tools, which is bloody impressive as well.
Very much.
It does make you think though. Could you make a game yourself?
I'm not creative enough.
Be surprised, but highest possible praise. Interested to see, because we're recording this before the reviews have dropped, so interested to see what the consensus is. But I find it really hard to see this as not being extremely liked across the board.
I agree.
I'm trying to think. I'm even just trying to think what people would ding it for. I mean, there's a couple of times where I thought it's dragging on a little bit. Maybe.
I think the only thing I thought is around like some of the bits where you need to go and gather fuel and stuff to like maybe go to where you need to go.
Yeah.
I could see some people potentially getting a bit drawn out in that, but I didn't like that at the beginning. But then I worked out how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was once you like the more people you then had in your crew, the more you could set them up because as each cycle passed, that they would be either gathering fuel for you, or gathering cash for you, or gathering resources for you. The different, so you kind of put them to work.
Could you put them all to work separately?
No, they all worked on the same thing.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I don't think you could split it.
I was just wondering if I was missing something. But yeah, on the subject of the crew, actually, that was the other thing. I probably would have liked being able to level them up to some extent. as well.
Yeah.
Because you can take them out with you on these contracts. You can kind of pick, one or two members of your crew to go with you to fulfill this contract. But then if they roll, and they get a couple of dice each, but if they just happen to roll a 1, like 2 ones, then it's kind of like nothing you can do about it. So it would have been good if you could like level up their dice, or if they had some sort of ability to re-roll or something like that. But I'm like properly nitpicking, really. I think it's very hard to fault this.
So when you sent the crew out to do stuff for you, like collect cash, is that, if you hadn't sent them to do it, would that be a job that you would have had to do and waste part of the cycle?
So this is like on your rig, your little ship, before you end the cycle, you can basically choose from a little menu. You've got 3 options: either gather fuel, gather money, or gather supplies to feed to crew and keep the energy up, kind of thing. And you just choose one of them, and then when that cycle ends, they'll do one of those things.
Okay.
So it's as simple as that. But when you're on these contracts, you, the sleeper, and let's say 2 of your crew members come along with you. So you've got your dice, your 5 at the top, and then they've got 2 each as well. So you can, make use of them at the same time.
Okay.
But I mean, incredible depth. It does, like, it kind of begs to be replayed. Like, you could imagine playing it and just being a dick and just seeing what happens if you actually went the opposite way to what Alex and I did, and just go, nah, I don't want you. No, screw you over. And just seeing what way the story goes. But I was quite happy with my ending in the end. It's nice. Tied up nicely.
You happy, Alice?
I was. I was quite happy with it done. I did basically all the drives that I could do. There was just one that I couldn't finish for some reason, just because of a decision that I'd made. So I went and tidied up most of the loose ends, apart from one that I couldn't do, which I was quite sad about, because I would like to finish as many of the stories as I could. But yeah, I was quite happy with the way it ended.
Very nice. Very nice. So, safe to say, big recommend from us.
Yeah. Dynamite.
Big recommend.
Dynamite.
Back to our old
Forgot about that.
I've
scale.
not rated anything in a while.
No.
Let's go back and rate everything we spoke about.
Indiana Jones. Pure shite.
Just
right.
I think we need something in between that as well. Yeah, no, it's just right. Just right's fine.
It's pure right, not quite just right, and Dynamite.
Is that 4?
Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
I feel like we need a 5th one somewhere.
We're in the middle.
So we've got pure shite.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the next one up? Just right.
Just right.
No.
No? Not
Not
quite.
quite.
Okay, pure shite, not quite.
Just right.
Just right.
Dynamite.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah. Citizen Sleeper 2, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Wow. Now imagine that in the late 90s, early 2000s, you go into electronics boutique or game, and you see Citizen Sleeper there on the shelf. You pick it up, and on the front, it's got a dynamite that mimics fail. What is the image? Is it of a couple of sticks of dynamite? Like you got the Nintendo seal of approval. Like how
I think it would be a chameleon holding a stick of dynamite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like lit dynamite, like the chameleon's going to blow up. Like, oh,
And
this is
the-
a bit funny.
The tail
In a pub.
in a pub, but yeah, the tail could go down and spin round, and then that's the logo as well.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, perfect. We should make that.
Let's make it for
Do it,
the
Liz.
for the game shop that's in the town that the pub's in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Perfect. I'll add it to the map.
Go and randomly stick some of these stickers on games in game.
Brilliant idea. Make a note of it, Phil. But if you were in an oldie, worldy game shop, let's cast your mind back maybe to the 90s. You might have seen a game there called Sensible Soccer.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. I remember Wayne Clough. He had that. He had an Amiga. He had that game. This is the only time I ever played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go? What was your reaction to his Amiga? Was it the same as his macaroni cheese? Amiga. Oh.
What is that? That's not an NES. How do you control this game? Yeah. Mother, come and pick me up at once. These people have a PC. There's cracking games though. Magic Pockets, that was a great one, and Speedball, that was good.
Yeah. Was Magic Pockets a snooker game?
No, it was a platformer. Bitmap Brothers platformer.
I have to say, I thought that was a snooker. I would bet that being a snooker game as well.
Yeah, no, it was a platformer, and I just remember thinking, "Whoa, this is cool." And Zool.
I had Zool on the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
Chupa Chups.
Cool. Yep.
Brandon
that was the era of just product placement galore, wasn't it? Like Cool Spot and
Cool Spot. Yeah.
Did James Pond have product placement as well?
That probably. It was one of the James Pond and Zool. I think looked very similar. Like really crap,
but endearing.
Yeah, like the sort of the textures used. Sometimes specifically for James Bond, I think maybe were like 4 or 5 pixels. It just looked. Yeah. I can't remember.
When I think, if you said, "Right, what does an Amiga game look like?" That's what they look like to me. Like Zool and James Bond. Yeah. But Sensible Soccer. You've been playing the spiritual successor to that, haven't you, Lewis?
Yeah, very very briefly. So we're kind of got some codes for it. So I've only like super brief impressions of it, because I quite like a football game to my own detriment. I'll sit and spend hours playing football games when I could be doing something else. I don't even like football, but I enjoy a football game. And Sociable Soccer is like pure arcade, and it's quite interesting. Like you can get online mode. I've just played it by myself on my Todd, as they might say, and you can. Again, I've done a quick exhibition match, a couple of exhibition matches. I picked the thing I always do when I play a new game, the football game. I do an Edinburgh derby, Hearts versus Hibs. It took me a while to find them. Edinburgh Maroon versus Edinburgh Green. Obviously, Edinburgh Maroon guy myself. Got thumped 3-1 by Hibs in my first game. But it's really simple. It's I'd say similar controls to what you might expect in your EAFC, but a lot more simplified, or at least on the face of it, a lot more simplified and sort of quick. But you can change. I'd kind of forgot about this in these types of games, in that you can amend or change different bits and pieces. So like, there's a choice of referee depending on how easy you want the game to be. So there's like who was that famous ref, the bald guy with the piercing eyes?
Oh, Italian guy.
Yeah. So there's
what's his name? Gianluigi something.
I don't know. You're just saying random Italian names.
It's the Mario.
So there are like 4 or 5 different refs you can pick. He's like the standard, this is a football game, blah, blah, blah. Then there's like one that's lazy, can't be bothered. There's another one that's meant to be blind. And there's another one that's like really, really harsh. And it's all different refs you can put on.
Pierluigi Collina.
Is it?
That's his name, yeah.
You sure? Have you Googled it?
I Googled it.
Yeah. What did you put in? What did you Google?
I put in Italian referee.
Okay.
I didn't use your description. Bald. Sorry.
Bald with eyes.
Bulging bald eyes. In fact, I'm going to Google that and see what comes up. You carry on.
But it still comes up. And there's a weird thing, like both the managers are at the top, so you get to pick how you sort of look, manager at the top. And if you're like, the games that I've played, I've been beat on all of them because I'm rubbish at it. Like, there's a bit of stick from the manager in the top right, who's the away manager, to your manager, who's at the top left. Just some sort of like weird, like almost emote thing. You know, when you get like in like Nintendo on Nintendo Ben is
I shouldn't have googled bald bulging eyes.
No, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh God. I'm sorry, Lewis. Please carry on.
So like you get like in Switch Sports, or I think some of these like Nintendo games where you can emote and it's like a little sticker that'll pop up at the bottom, or like in Mario Kart where it's like, oh, I'm using tilt controls, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It'll flash across the screen a bit of needle between both managers. Like I said, it's very, very superficial thoughts on it because I've only played it for like 20 minutes. So like, I can't really say that I've played it at all. But these are like my very like brief sort of first impressions of it. But it's cool. Looking forward to it prying me away from my crippling addiction to FIFA 23, the pinnacle of all FIFA games, because I refuse to pay any money for the new ones. That's it.
God, there's only I'm just looking on Steam. There's only 3 user reviews for it.
Is there?
Yeah, that seems odd.
Might have been a lot more for 24.
Yeah, so I'm looking at 25. Sociable Soccer 25. Amuso Games, Tower Studios. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Release date 14th of November 2024. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know. 3 user reviews though.
Seems fairly disappointing.
Yeah. Weird.
What's the gist?
I mean, the first one is not recommended. The gameplay is very good and reminiscent of the old Sensi games. It's a great game and you can develop your skills as you improve. Okay, great. Eventually, though, you'll want something more. I mean, fuck off.
That's going to happen with everything, surely.
Yeah, but do you want something more? Like a game like this, I look at this and think, cool, bit of arcadey fun. If we can play it local or online co-op, happy days. You're not buying fucking Sociable Soccer 25 thinking this is going to be the game I'm going to play for the next 6 months. I like the look of it. I'd love, seeing the top down camera. I like the look of that.
Is it a top? I've not fannied about with any cameras or that.
It looks like you can switch to, because that's like your traditional Sensible Soccer viewpoint, isn't it? And Italian 90 on the Mega Drive was like that as well. Which
top down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. Because we all 3 of us got a code for that, didn't we? So I'm gonna have a wee bash as well.
What team? Like you, what team are you picking?
I'll be Spurs.
Spurs.
What are they? Spurs.
They must be like
London White, I think.
Are they? Maybe North London White.
Yeah.
Because then maybe you get West London White.
That was Glasgow Blue.
I'll see. See how many players I can recognise.
I was surprised. Like the Hearts players are there, so at least I assume. There are a couple of like.
If they look, they're all like butchers and builders and stuff. So they've got them in the game.
Ron Malta was there.
A man of many talents. Yeah, cool. Good. You all right, Alex?
Yeah, I was just when I said Glasgow Blue, I remembered it was a football match on tonight, and I just checked the final score. Annoyed.
Not good. Damn.
No. Losing to Manchester United's never a good.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I seen that was billed as the Battle of Britain. A bit far fetched.
We only lost in the 90+ second minute, so.
Oh, typical United. Fergie time.
Look at us talking about football.
Lads.
I know.
Lads. Well, we're being all masculine. Let's do it.
Your shit.
Ah! etc. 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 Let's play a silly little game. Like football is. Let's play. Guess the outro.
Time bomb.
I forgot we were doing this one.
It's been quite some time since the last one. Yes, that's right. So remember what we did? It was... No, you don't need to ask me any questions. I just give you 10 clues about this game and you have to guess the outro. Simple as that. Yeah. And let's see.
Yep.
Let's take... Last week was a practice dry run. This week is the real deal. This one counts. I mean, last week counted, but this one really counts. Okay.
So last week it's not recorded. So Phil should.
I mean, it
scratch
is on your permanent record still. But you
Oh,
were
I
still.
don't. I feel like it. No, yeah.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
It was easy. We've been inundated with people saying how easy it was as well. So sort yourselves out. Right. Clue
Don't talk,
number.
Nobody got that.
No, I'm pretty sure. Number 10. I'm so sorry. Character name, not in title.
Halo.
Hello. No, not Halo. Number 9. It's got animals in it.
Oh, Jesus.
Lewis, you're regretting the day you asked that question for the first time.
Night in the Woods. No, shit!
No, not Night in the Woods.
Damn it. Character name and title? Oh, not in title. So, not in title.
No, so that was about
I
it.
panicked there thinking I'd said Night in the Woods. And
Don't
you'd said
worry.
character name was in the
You're on
in
edge.
the
The
title.
time bomb puts us all on edge. Okay, number 8. I assume we've all played it to some extent.
That is not a clue.
That's a great clue.
That means it's like a big game. I feel like that means you because we would assume that we've all played it to some extent.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, not GTA 5. Number 7. Originally released on PC.
Fuck. Flight Simulator.
Nope, not Flight Simulator.
Because you can fly over the sheep.
Farm.
Number 6. Released in 2011.
God. I can barely remember
Minecraft.
What happened?
What?
Minecraft.
Alex Struthers Smith.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is Minecraft. Well done. Amazing. See?
That was it.
I feel vindicated. Yeah.
That was so good.
Doable. Alex, what was the giveaway there?
I was just thinking back to like how old kind of Minecraft was and the animals in the PC bit. I'm like, what game that has become huge that was originally a PC game. So
Yep.
yeah.
There you go. See? You put all the pieces together, magic happens. That's what
That's what
Guess
you
the
say about
Outro
the three of
Time
us.
Bomb's all about. Exactly. Exactly. So you didn't need the rest of the clues, but just for fun, would have been Lewis. Would you have got them based on any of these clues? Let's see. Be honest. So played from first person perspective,
Not from that.
single and multiplayer.
Not from that.
Country of origin was Sweden.
That maybe would have helped me.
Yep. Spawned multiple spin-offs.
No.
And you definitely would have got it from this one. Best-selling game of all time. Would you? Would you? Or is that just another wallop?
Is it the best-selling game of all time? Is it?
Yeah. Yep. It is indeed. So
Yeah, I think I would have.
Minecraft.
I think I would have got
I
it.
think you would have got it.
I think I would have got it like maybe after question 9 or something. I just
We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But thanks for playing. That was a very quick round. That's just what Time Bomb's all about.
Yeah.
Time
That's great.
bomb.
Good. See, you're unsure last week. I feel like you're coming around to it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like that you can just shout out an answer this time, like whereas the
Yeah.
other time when you're like
Exactly.
you're scared to guess.
Yeah. Sudden death. Good. Good. Glad you enjoyed. Right, but what we're going to listen to is a song called Pig Step by the legend that is Lena Raine. Big fan. Big fan of Celeste, Chicory, Beastie Ball. That soundtrack's guaranteed to be good as well. But yeah, this one is just... It is a cool song. Minecraft, the soundtrack is awesome. It's really chilled. It's one of those like... it would be good to sling on and work to, but this song in particular, it's got a bit more rhythm to it. But yeah, I really like it. So that's what we're going to listen to from Minecraft.